Well, how about them apples, eh? The past few days, we've been talking about one very particular potential 8-figure defenseman out of the New York Islanders. We've made a bunch of videos about Noah Dobson, and how, yesterday it was talked about how the Red Wings would be the most likely Noah Dobson trade destination, at least in Daily Faceoff writer Matt Larkin's opinion. Now, this is expanded upon even more, because earlier today we had some more updates on Noah Dobson that I thought we needed to dive into here. Because while it's true that maybe one writer believes that Dobson would likely head over to Detroit, we have another team that has entered into the mix. And it's even more significant because it's not a writer going out there and saying, yeah, I think Detroit's a likely destination. It's apparently the player himself. Take a look at this tweet made by Marco D'Amico. Sources indicate that Noah Dobson's trade preference would be to land in Montreal. But that guarantees nothing. Matthew Darche has no reason to do Dobson any favors in this situation. Now, to go along with this, not only did D'Amico indicate that Dobson would apparently want to go to the Habs, but there was an article published by Kevin Dubé earlier this afternoon that says the Montreal Canadiens have submitted a formal offer for Noah Dobson. This is everything we know about the trade talks with the New York Islanders. This will be linked in the description. But the article goes out there and says, essentially, the Canadiens are among a handful of teams that have expressed interest and made a formal offer to the New York Islanders to acquire Noah Dobson, according to their info. The St. Louis Blues are also reportedly among the teams interested. However, contrary to what's been circulating in recent hours, a deal is not imminent. The 25-year-old D-man will be an RFA on July 1st. And all indications are that he has no intention of agreeing to terms with the Islanders on a long-term deal. This is quite noteworthy. I didn't realize that things with Noah Dobson would get so, I don't know if sour is the right word, but at least get to a point where the guy does not want to play with the New York Islanders. That was like the last thing that I would have expected to happen. Dobson was a top-round pick back in 2018, one of the top D-men taken in that draft class, alongside Rasmus Dahlin, Quinn Hughes, and Evan Bouchard. Adam Boqvist was supposed to be there too, but he didn't really pan out. But Dobson became a stud, 70-point caliber guy at his best, didn't have the best season this recent year, but still he is very talented and very good. And he wants a lot of money. It just doesn't seem like the Islanders are a destination that he wants to get that money from. It's worth noting, this article says, that any deal involving Dobson will inevitably come with the promise of a contract extension. New York media recently reported that the right-handed D-man was seeking an 8-year deal that could earn him between $10 and $11 million a year. The Islanders, however, have the luxury of patience, since Dobson's rights will remain theirs even after July 1st. However, the Islanders would be exposed to the possibility that the team could take an offer sheet to Dobson, which could result in New York receiving less compensation, depending on the amount of the deal. The article goes out there and talks about, what would it cost, and how Matthew Darche insisted the Islanders wanted to sign their RFAs. This is what Matthew Darche said about Dobson, Romanov, Siplakov, and Simon Holmstrom. I've spoken with agents. It's a part of the process. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it happens quickly. With our 4 RFAs, it's been very cordial conversations. We're taking each step at a time. We all have an idea of what the contracts could look like and what we're working on, he told New York media. Now, for Noah Dobson, if it's true that he does want to come to Montreal, this does not guarantee anything. Like, as Marco D'Amico said, Matthew Darche and the Islanders, they do not owe anything to Dobson. They don't have a responsibility to make the guy happy. They just have a responsibility to do what's best for their own team. And that includes maximizing trade returns. What exactly could the Islanders receive in exchange for Noah Dobson? Well, you would hope to assume that a D-man comes back. You don't want to lose out on a top defenseman for nothing, after all. Okay, maybe not nothing, but You don't want there to be a big hole on your right side. I'm thinking if the Montreal Canadiens are getting involved here, would a Mike Matheson-like asset be of interest? We know the guy wants to stay in Montreal, but then again, the Habs have enough left-handed D-men already in Guhle, Hudson, Struble, Xhekaj, not to mention the addition of some of the other guys coming up in the system too. The right needs work though, especially with the departure of David Savard. So if you want to go Alexandre Carrier, you wanted to go David Reinbacher, and let's say you want to go Noah Dobson, I think that's a really good assortment of guys right there. It would certainly be exciting, and it would allow the Canadiens to focus more of their top-end talent on guys in this age range. Post-2017 draft, you've got Nick Suzuki 2017, 2018 you could have Noah Dobson, 2019 you've got Newhook, Doc, and Caulfield, 2020 you have Cayden Guhle, 2021 you've got Logan Mailloux, so we don't know if he's going to be included in that, but 2022, you've got Slafkovsky, 2023, you have Reinbacher, 2024, you have Demidov. A lot of guys in this age range of young talent, and not to mention Lane Hutson, who's also in that 2022 class alongside of Slav. A lot of good names in prime young age ranges to be important Canadiens guys. Dobson just fits. But of course, if it's Noah Dobson getting traded to Montreal, you're not just talking about Matheson, you're probably adding some extra value there. I mean, the easy way to evaluate trades and to add value is just to add first-round picks, and everybody's talking about all the first-round picks in this draft. Doesn't seem like anybody wants to hold on to them, oddly enough. The top 10 teams could be in the mix of trading some of them away, and then you also have some of the other folks that are trying to make things happen too. Middle-of-the-pack first-round teams are all trying to get rid of their firsts as well. It's kind of a free-for-all. Nobody wants their draft picks. It's kind of appropriate given the quality of this year's draft class compared to next year's, for example, but still, I do find it interesting that all these folks just do not seem to want to hold on to them. Would the Islanders even be interested in 16 and 17? I don't know. I mean, they want to be competitive at this stage, right? So they might not even have any interest in keeping up to date with the younger guys. They want to be able to package these assets for more stuff now. At least that's what seems to be the plan there. So if the Habs have already submitted an official trade offer to the New York Islanders, until it gets approved, we might actually have to wait a little bit longer before we figure out what that trade offer actually was. I'm not sure where things are going to go, but for now, I guess we got to just wait and see. Noah Dobson, however, apparently he wants to come to Montreal. The Habs are his number one preference, and with all that in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about New York Islanders and Montreal Canadiens trade talks? How do you feel about Noah Dobson potentially choosing the Montreal Canadiens if he were to have that choice? And do you think the Habs have the assets to pull it off properly and get this guy onto their team? I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.